We're in the 10-second countdown. Cars down. And they're away. Everyone is away. Filippo and Arnaldi. And then it is Skepis and Catanzani as your leading four. And then Valente, Senesi, D'Angelo up from 8. This one is for the big silverware to take home. Some of the mechanics just really taking their time coming back across from the edges of the track. Filippo Beretta leading. Arnaldi's a little bit slow out of that sweeper. Oh, we have D'Angelo having a problem being carried into the pits. Don't know what happened. Didn't see it, but the 2 and the 3 of Arnaldi and Skepis very close together. And I can hear D'Angelo is away. So he's going to be about, well behind, unfortunately for him. Arnaldi being hassled by Skepis, who's got Catanzani, the leading and only Serpent car, out on the track, and even here in the pits at anywhere, the only Serpent racer. Filippo driving it steady. Everyone telling me, obviously no one giving away secrets on a live interview, but everyone telling us they're going to drive it very steady the first 7 minutes because they are not allowed to refuel or even exit. I think they can exit the pit lane because we did see some engine tuning happening in some of the earlier finals, but you are not allowed to refuel before 7 minutes has elapsed. And we're only 2 minutes down. Arnaldi absolutely getting hounded by Skepis. Arnaldi making up a bit of a gap now, but looks like no one pushing too hard. So everyone playing it safe, basically, which is the whole point of the 7-minute rule. If the rule didn't exist, these engines would be screaming much higher, and Senesi has flamed out. So bad luck for him, but he'll get going again. I think he's going to miss a lap, though, because the car died right at the end of the main straight. Meanwhile, first 4 cars still running in order. 1, 2, 3, 4. With the car 0 of Kilic running 5th. So he's done really well. Starting from 11th, really. Filippo making a bit of a gap on his teammate Arnaldi. Four minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Arnaldi making a slight mistake there, a very rare one. Arnaldi, the 2023 European champion in Croatia. Coming across the finish line, down the electric starting grid. And somewhere along the way, Shepis has made a mistake. Catanzani's gotten past him in the car 4, so we have a sort of a widening 3-car battle with Skepis trying to catch back up in the car 3. Arnaldi getting a bit closer to Filippo now. Oh, Skepis is actually way back. But anything can happen, as we have seen many times today during these finals, not just in Nitro, but in Electric as well. We are nearing 5 minutes down. 5 minutes into the race now, and 40 left to go. So 2 minutes before refueling is allowed. Mechanics ready with their fuel guns and fuel bottles. And the driver is just itching to go full gas and really start to stretch the legs of these cars and the engines. So everyone running steady still, 39.5 minutes remaining. 1.5 to go before fuel stops are allowed. The main thing here, keep it steady, keep it on the black stuff, keep the shiny side up. So less than a minute to go before fuel stops. And we're going to see mass chaos. We've seen car breakages in the pits. We've seen cars getting crashed out of the pits. We've seen pit exits end up turning into rally drives across bone-dry grass, which wrecks your traction for a couple of laps. 30 seconds to go before fuel stops are opened. So for these drivers that we're watching, it's going to be this lap and one more before they can pit effectively. Either that, they could come in after this lap, but then they'll have to hold the cars till the releases. See what happens. They're not coming in. And we've got our pit cam PIP. A first car, Catanzani is in the pits. That is Skepis in the pits. So our leaders going to be the last pair of cars to pit. Catanzani flamed out, but quickly started. There goes our leaders, 1 and 2, pitting almost right next to each other. And they come back out in the same order. So Filippo actually a slow pit for Arnaldi. D'Angelo, problems with the pits. He has not had good luck this week. He's in the main final, but he's still experiencing problems. But our leaders, Filippo and Arnaldi, off and away. The gap between them certainly increased. And we'll start to keep track of when they have come in for their pits, or do our best. So with our leader, Filippo Beretta, driver from Italy, running the Genius chassis. And you can't see it from this angle, but he's got the cool Italian tricolore running from the hood emblem on the car all the way to the back deck. Just like you'd put on your Ferrari if you're a football player. A very slight bobble there from Filippo hitting the berm. Driving very steady. I'm quite curious to see what kind of pressure Arnaldi is going to be able to put on him. Arnaldi, the only driver here who was able to finish in qualifying the top 3 for both the GT8 electric and the GT8 nitro categories. Filippo was the B main final TQ, so BQ. Oh, and Arnaldi nearly getting hung up with a spinning car number 10. That was Burak Kilic, actually. He must have gone off track because he's very little traction on the back end. And this is Filippo. This is catching up to Gruber in the car 7. Driving very steady. I mean, it looks effortless from both Beretta and Arnaldi. Absolutely just steady laps every time around. And Kilic is in the pits with an issue. I think he's got a bad tire. And these two are 2 leaders. 1 and 2, still running 1 and 2. And that is, who is that coming? I think that was Skepis coming in with a body tuck repair. Very handy to have that, isn't it? Have a pit stop, go straight in, straight out. So Gruber, Skepis still running third. Actually, Catanzani is just overtaking him because of that pit stop. And I think we're seeing Arnaldi start to pick up the pace a bit. So the first pit stops were at 38 minutes. We're now 4 minutes past that. Probably start to see pit stops around the 5.5, 6 minute mark. And a little mistake there from Filippo. But Arnaldi, nowhere near to capitalize. He's actually lost a bit of ground to Beretta. So Catanzani and Valente are the two closest battle on track apart from these two. We'll see, they're about a straightaway apart as Gruber is being called into, well, being carried into the pits. It doesn't necessarily mean his race is done, but is certainly going to make things much more frantic. Daniele carrying his car, Gruber's car, back to the starter box. And definitely a bit more of an eager pace for Beretta. Picked up the gap to Arnaldi. And Gruber has gone back out on track. We have two orange cars. One is the number 11 of Mazzeo with a clear wing, and the other is the number 7 of Gruber with a white wing. So Gruber down in 9th place at the moment. And let's see, Mazzeo has moved from 11th to 7th place overall. And who's that? I think that's Senesi who's just come in and back out. So let's see, that's 32. So that is, 5.5 minutes. So I think playing it pretty safe. Oh, and no, that's, I don't want to react too much off camera, but okay, yes, we're seeing lots of drivers get ready. Valente's in the pits. And that is the number 9. Mazzeo's in the pits. Arnaldi's in the pits. Skepis, again, flamed out. Arnaldi's back out. And that, I believe that means also, I didn't see it, but Filippo Beretta has come in and gone out as well. And he's sliding to stay ahead of the car number 9 of, let's say that's Pelosi, Gabriele Pelosi. Running two different chassis. And Skepis now about to get lapped by Beretta. So Beretta has made up lots and lots of time. I mean, I think we can definitively say that Arnaldi's pit stop just a bit slower than Beretta's by a second or so each time they come in together. Beretta just ends up being quite a bit further out, and Beretta's worked his way through two lapped cars. Arnaldi's on his own. Beretta just faster, basically, than everybody else here in the GT8 45-minute main final. 30 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. So that was about, 34 and a half. So the next round of pit stop is going to happen somewhere around the 28-minute mark, something like that. 28 minutes remaining. Filippo basically on his own now and about to work on catching and passing Alessio Mazzeo. So we've got Beretta, Arnaldi, Valente, our top three. Catanzani still, whatever happened with his body tuck, that cost him a position, and he has not gained it back off of, or he's not taken it back off of Leonardo Valente. So no close battles on track. Catanzani's just gone onto the grass, and he's saved it from going on the grass again and getting even more dirt on his tires, but that happened off camera. Actually, a couple of cars ahead of the car we're watching, who is the number one, the TQ, the pole man. 3-round TQs in 3 rounds of qualifying. And then basically just testing setups and scrubbing in tires. If you're going to do it, that's the way to do it. Do it in style. So Filippo, and we have a dead car. That is Skepis. I believe once again. Yeah, unfortunately for him. Meanwhile, Filippo Beretta is currently running away with this, unless someone can make it difficult for him, or he has any sort of issue, and we have not seen any issues at all for Filippo yet. We're not in qualifying, not in practice, nothing. So the gap back to Arnaldi is just over 3 seconds. Valente further 9.7 seconds back. Catanzani 2 and a bit seconds behind Valente. Pelosi, okay, there was just a little hitch in the timing there, but D'Angelo, problems for D'Angelo and Skepis. Barak Kilic, unfortunately, has had to pull out of this one. But I must say, a very creditable result for Barak as Gruber comes into pit at the 27.5-minute mark. So we're going to start seeing another round of pit stops coming. We have another set of mechanics. Sanesi comes in for another pit stop. That's pretty quick for a pit stop. Gruber flamed out again and got started fairly quickly. Skepis is getting going. His father, Salvatore, putting the car down. Our closest battle is actually Catanzani in the bright yellow, chasing down the blue car, who's just gone into pits. They're both coming to pits together. Valente and Catanzani. D'Angelo getting caught up with someone else's foot, one of the mechanics' feet. Just awful luck for D'Angelo. That also means that Catanzani was delayed getting out onto the track. So if we move to, I think, Arnaldi in the minty green car coming down at the end of the straight now behind Valente. I believe he has yet to pit. Didn't see him come in. And yes, I see Zeno from Genius waiting to grab his car. There he goes. Oh, and it's flamed out. This could be it. He's slow getting it positioned on the starter box. Oh, nightmare. Nothing like watching this happen when you're just a few meters away and you cannot help. All you can do is just sit there in silence and try not to yell at your mechanics. Let's go back to the battle between Catanzani and Valente, the blue and the yellow cars, because I think it's going to be a while before Arnaldi is able to challenge again for the lead. He is back out in the pit lane, so no more worries about him at the moment. But this is a battle between Valente and Catanzani for third place overall, actually for second. This is the battle for second. Filippo Beretta, forget about him. He is gone at the moment. He is miles ahead of this pair, 15 seconds. It's over half a lap ahead. Catanzani, the only serpent racer here. And Valente, not sure what car he's running, but a very quick Italian racer. Seems to keep himself to himself. But Catanzani, I'm sure, very eager to snatch away that victory, that position. And I can tell you off camera that Filippo Beretta is leading Arnaldi on track, but is way away ahead of him. So Catanzani with the pass to take second. And he's pulling away from Valente. So I'm curious to see, actually, he's still almost a lap behind Filippo Beretta. So it's going to take some work or just something to go wrong, either in the pits or something with Beretta. But this is nitro racing. It's endurance racing. Anything can happen. Not going to wish ill on any of the drivers, but if you are familiar with, I mean, even the sprint racing of Formula One or Le Mans, which just happened a couple of weeks ago, tires, engines, drivers, mechanics, anything can go wrong. So that's what these drivers have to hope for when they're trying to catch Filippo Beretta. And of course, trying to make sure that nothing happens to you. So Catanzani well into second. Beretta some ways behind Catanzani on track, but that just means I think he's just controlling the pace at this point because he's 12.5 seconds ahead of Catanzani. Then we have 1.8 seconds to Valente, and then 24 seconds to Arnaldi. Pelosi, Senesi, Mazzeo, Gruber, Shepis. D'Angelo is off the track again with just a horrible spate of bad luck. Burak Kilic pulled off the track. So let us see who we can see here. We haven't followed Valente all that much. So the blue car just going into the sweeper now, Will. Going down the main straight. Blue car with the yellow stripes. Give everybody a bit of RCTV love. Valente actually coming up on the number 11 car of Alessio Mazzeo, our last chance qualifier winner. Valente in the pits, and Catanzani as well. Catanzani just a few seconds ahead. So quick pit stops. Relying on gravity to drop the fuel into the sealed fuel tank in the just off center of the car. And of course, it goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway because there's not really a whole lot happening on the track at the moment. But of course, every car has to go through tech inspection. Top 3 cars with a bit more inspection than others. So width, wing size, tires, fuel tank capacity, all sorts of things. Now Valente is about to catch, or he's working on catching that teal green car of B.A. Arnaldi, who's just ahead of him on track, but Arnaldi is actually a couple of laps down, I believe, from Valente. Yeah, almost a full lap. So he's about to attempt to lap. Filippo has just come into pit. Quick pit stop and back out. Could have been slightly quicker, but very quick all the same. Using the, not the pistol grip fuel gun, but I don't know what you call it, the grip fuel gun. Looks like a bicycle brake lever on the side of a this transparent tube. Like I said, they are gravity fed, not force fed like a syringe or anything like that. But so yeah, 20 minutes to go. We're starting to see pit stops again. Another round. Oh, and Arnoldi is flamed out again in the pit stop. So that is not great for Arnoldi. It's going to drop him down quite a ways. He is back out relatively quickly compared to the first flame out, which happened at his last pit stop. So confidence in, I don't know, the glow plug or something happening there. Catanzani making his way past Arnoldi on track. Catanzani running second. So we're with Valente coming down the straight. Try to catch our leader once again. Actually, if you just drop back 2 cars, Will, going into the chicane and into the hairpin, that is our leader of Filippo Beretta. Absolutely a fantastic and near flawless run from him. Cars coming in at about 5.5 to 6 minutes now just for safety. So we're probably going to see, with 18.5 minutes remaining, we're probably going to see 2 more pit stops probably from Filippo. At least 2. Possibly 1 more splash and dash. And of course, the mechanics, if you're not familiar with RC Nitro Racing, the mechanics basically using literally just a stopwatch to count the minutes and seconds that have gone by since the last pit stop. They know how long a car will run before it runs out of fuel at this sort of pace. And you can also listen to the engines as they fly past. You can hear it start to run out of fuel. Of course, if it does that at this point, just because of the way the track is laid out, if the car is starting to run out of fuel by the time it comes across the pit lane, it is not going to, very unlikely to finish the lap or come around. So it'll have to be carried across the track, missing the timing loop, which is at the far left of the track, just there at that white line that crosses the track. So 17 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in this 45-minute race. So much drama in today's finals. Make sure and scroll back and watch the various finals, especially the GT8 finals. Senesi and Catanzani have come into the pit together. They're not really near each other on time, overall time, but now Maceo letting Filippo fly past. Maceo moving up from the 11th spot. Actually 10th on the grid, but well, the 10th car, but 11th spot. It's a bit confusing, but you'll go watch the beginning of the race and you'll understand. But Maceo running in 7th spot currently. Filippo dominating this race. Another couple of pit stops coming. Skepis. And who is this? Who else is this? That is Tony Gruber has gone in to pit, and both cars come out safely. No flame out this time for anybody. Both of those drivers have had a torrid 30 minutes so far. 50 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. And Maceo coming in for a pit. Quick in and out. So if we move forward one car to Senesi, the white, blue, and gray, who's actually behind Maceo on track. This is the car of Natanelli Senesi. Last year's Well, still, at least for the next 15 minutes, the current European champion for GT8, after honestly a pretty wild ride of 45-minute racing. So less than 15 minutes remaining now. Barretto has come in for his, I think there's going to be maybe 2 more. Well, he came in at 14:30. So if he tries to do it on one more pit stop, that's going to mean a 7.5-minute run, which is going to be very tight. It's ambitious, but tight. So I think we're going to see a safe 6.5-minute stint, and then another maybe 6.5-minute stint, and then a final splash and dash, which means literally just throw a handful of fuel in, just a shot glass worth of fuel in the tank, just so you can make the last 2-3 laps. But we're with Sanesi of Sanesi Motorsport, our title sponsor for this weekend. He had some pretty bad, well, to be honest, rotten luck in the qualifiers, even breaking an engine before he even got started. Filippo has made a mistake, one mistake here, coming just down the pit straight. A single mistake for Filippo. I think he maybe heard us talking about other drivers, because just to get the focus back on him. But that's the first mistake we've seen all week from Filippo. Absolutely stunning drive, but coming out of the infield hairpin, he may have gotten on some grass somewhere that we didn't catch while we were focused on Sanesi, but right about there, he where that light is, he spun around. Luckily, wasn't around any other cars. He may have let Catanzani unlap himself. Actually, that was a pass for position. So this is actually a race. I need to look at the time a bit more. Catanzani's in the lead. And he has been in the lead. Let's move forward 2 cars to the yellow car of Catanzani, the young Italian racer. I can imagine what his pit crew is telling him over the headset. Catanzani with a 2.1 second lead. Let's see if this is going to be growing, because this could be where pit stops really come into. Okay, so Catanzani is into the pits now. You see his dad Roberto waving his hands, saying, "Don't take so long." But you can only put the fuel in the car as fast as you can. It's gravity. So Catanzani getting a bit sideways there at the end of the main straight. But okay, so yes, that was a legitimate pass for position with a mistake from Beretta. But yeah, now things are back as they were. So we're on Catanzani now. So things have swapped around back to Beretta's favor with a 5.4 second lead. Valente in third. Arnaldi working his way, but still a couple laps back. But he's still running. It's not something you can just go, okay, well, no, forget it. I'll just pull off, because you never know what can happen. We've seen that so many times. So let us go back to Beretta at the infield hairpin, coming across the start-finish line now. The blue, yellow, and red with the clear wing. Basically just keeping pace with Leonardo Valente. And Skepis has come in for another fuel stop. Mazzeo is, as you can see in the lower left of screen in our pit cam shot. Unfortunately, Mazzeo calling it a race. And that means we're down to 7 cars out of 11. While Filippo is about to work his way past Senesi. Just under 10 minutes remaining in this race. 35 minutes down, 10 minutes to go as Filippo. I don't know how he does it. He just makes it look easy. Sometimes you just find a good setup early and you're able to tune it and tune it and tune it. Oh, and a little mistake there coming on the berm. Coming out of the sweeper. I mean, it's pretty wild. We hardly ever see Arnaldi make any sort of mistake whatsoever. And all week long, we haven't seen Filippo do anything untoward. Filippo's coming in again for a pit. Okay, so this is second to last pit stop at 9 minutes exactly. Okay, so that means at about with 3 minutes or maybe 2.5 minutes to go, we're going to get the final pit stop from Filippo. And again, that has let Catanzani by. Yes, so Filippo, so the yellow car, you can see just probably about there, that is Catanzani. And if we you can see Filippo flashing by past him, but that does mean Catanzani is, when is he going to pit? We haven't been tracking Catanzani's pits. They're out of sync with each other. So let's stay with Catanzani and see what happens. Keep an eye on. There's a couple of mechanics. So Arnaldi is about to come in for a pit. I see Zeno waiting to pick up his car. Hopefully, doesn't flame out. Okay, all good, and he's back out. Good for him. So where is I see Roberto Catanzani. No one in Catanzani's pit getting ready to pick up his car. Filippo has made a mistake somewhere while I was looking at Arnaldi's pit. So Catanzani leading this one with 7 drivers out of the 11, at least 7. There's probably more. Being Italian, it was almost certainly going to be an Italian victory anyway. And with so many Italian cars represented in the GT8 category, with a nitro or electric, it was almost going to be, it was better than the 90% chance, I would say, of an Italian brand making it. There we go. There's Catanzani coming into pit, just behind Valente. Catanzani nice and easy out. Now he's just behind Beretta. So this is our race to the end, I think. I think this is our race to the end because, as we showed before, we had Beretta is going to have to pit at the 2:30 or 3-minute mark. Catanzani just pitted at the 6:30 mark. Yeah, let's have them both in shot if we can, because I'm pretty sure Beretta is going to lose the lead here when he comes into pit. And I say when because he absolutely has to come into pit. He pitted with 9 minutes exactly remaining, and Catanzani actually faster than him on track now. And he's got a fuel stop in hand. I think Catanzani is starting to taste that medal. And that's the pass for the lead. Catanzani takes it in the infield. And again, no matter what Filippo does, he has to pit again. Catanzani does not. Catanzani pitted at 6:30. Beretta pitted at 9 minutes flat. There's no way he can make 9 minutes on a tank of fuel. So this is our battle for the lead, and I think, without trying to cast anyone's fortunes, I think this is going to be the finishing order unless something happens. And fair play to Filippo for not making that pass more difficult than it needed to be. He could have tried blocking and running defensive, but maybe seeing the writing on the wall there, knowing that he needs to take another stop in the pits. And who is this getting ready? This is, here's Filippo's pit. Here's Filippo's pit at 4 minutes. So, okay, so playing it very, very safe, but 2.5 minutes would have been the very last time that he would have needed to pit. But we're staying with Catanzani because it's basically up to this car right here, this driver, this young Italian racer. He is pitting again. He is pitting again. Where is Filippo? He's about to come by. He's about to come by. They're out together again. They're out together again. This is the battle all the way for the final 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Battle for the lead. A bit surprised by that, because Catanzani pitted at exactly 6.5 minutes. He could have made it, but why risk it? I suppose is the thinking from the pit lane. And now it's a battle. Full speed. This is going to be it for the next 3.25 minutes. Does Catanzani have the speed to overhaul Filippo Beretta, who has absolutely dominated the entire week, winning the TQ in round 1, round 2, and round 3, not even running in rounds 4 and 5, and Catanzani is pulling away. This is unexpected. Catanzani in the car 4 qualified directly into the main final. Didn't have to run the semis. Didn't have to risk anything. Didn't have to run the last chance qualifier. And what can we say? What could it possibly have been? Just a more balanced car setup? Better tire strategy? Obviously, fuel stops coming into it. 2.25 minutes remaining. Filippo. I think we can see him starting to push to try and catch up. He's been running fairly safe this entire race. I think he's starting to catch Catanzani now. He's starting to see where he can push on these tires that are nearly 45 minutes old. Let's try and keep them both in shot. 1:45 remaining. So no more fuel stops for these two. It could come to tires coming unglued or just wearing through. It could come to back markers. Shepes is going to be the first one that Catanzani will be coming across. And then it's going to be Senesi, last year's GT8 winner. And the referees calling the traffic, throwing out the verbal blue flags. Skepis and Senesi running two different brands compared to the Serpent and Genius of the leading cars here, and both of them moving well out of the way. Skepis taking advantage of the Senesi moving aside quite a lot. So around the sweeper, 40 seconds remaining. Is Filippo going to be able to do anything? Young Catanzani coming around the final bend once again across the timing loop. 23 seconds. Catanzani and Beretta. Beretta just very slightly closer to Catanzani now. Final lap, final lap. This is it. The white flag. Beretta definitely closer. But hugging that line is Andrea around the at the end of the straight and around all the hairpins. And coming across to take the 2025 EFRA European Championship for GT8 is Andrea Catanzani. What a result. What a win. You can see how emotional he is. Wow.